door rolls open in the back, and out comes a pilot. There were like 3 or 4 women. They looked like flight attendants. And then there were like 3 other guys in suits. And, just shooting the shit, I was like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? It looked like you making a lot of money here. And he, kind of turned around and smiled. And he was like, yeah, it's nice. He was like, we had a layover here in Sacramento. He was like, and, we actually stayed at a 5-star hotel, had a good little meal on the company's dime. They give us vouchers to do that. He said they give us vouchers to drink or whatever not. He was like, and it's cool. He was like, we have a good time. We enjoy ourselves. He said, I'm just recently divorced. He was like, so I'm living a life. As I got done just kind of talking with him, I pulled off. I told him, thank you. You have a good day. And it immediately it dawned on me. I had an epiphany, you guys. What if I was doing this podcast wrong this whole time? And I know the men are going to hear me and they're going to be like, oh, God, is he going over, to the blue pill? What's going on, people? This is your boy Say One's History. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be updated for all cool new content. Look, you guys, like always, as always, I'm not going to hold you. I actually want to speak on this topic a little bit more. This conversation that I was having the other day on my last video, and it was more about an example. And the example that I was actually giving in the last video was I was actually just pulling up to an airport to drop someone off. And as I was dropping them off, there was a van that pulled up in front of us, and the door rolls open in the back, and out comes a pilot. There were like 3 or 4 women. They looked like flight attendants. And then there were like 3 other guys in suits. And as they were coming out, I was actually pulling up. So I pulled up on the side of them. And, just shooting the shit, I was like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? It looked like you making a lot of money or something like that, I said over there. And he, kind of turned around and smiled. And he was like, yeah, man. He was like, you got your pilot's license? And I said, nah, man. I said, that's too much. I ain't got years on me like that to do that. And he was like, well, it don't take too long. And I was like, well, that's nice. I know you making money. And he was like, yeah, it's nice. He was like, we had a layover here in Sacramento. He was like, and, we actually stayed at a 5-star hotel, had a good little meal on the company's dime. They give us vouchers to do that. He said they give us vouchers to drink or whatever not. He was like, and it's cool. He was like, we have a good time. We enjoy ourselves. He said, I'm just recently divorced. He was like, so I'm living a life. And I was like, I can only imagine, what kind of life you live in, traveling back and forth all over the world, with these beautiful flight attendants as well, too. He's doing his thug thing. And then on top of that, too, he's making well over $100,000. I'm sure of it. And, as I got done just kind of talking with him, I pulled off. I told him, thank you. You have a good day. And it immediately it dawned on me. I had an epiphany, you guys. And my epiphany was like, in all honesty, what if I was doing this podcast wrong this whole time? And I know the men are going to hear me and they're going to be like, oh, God, is he going over, to the blue pill? And that's not what I'm saying at all. That's not what I'm saying. But hear me out. This is what I am saying. So, what if the examples that we are giving are not the right ones? This is my wife, you guys. She is literally calling me on this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and actually uh, answer this call real quick and let her know we doing the show. The examples that I was giving were not the best examples. And this is not just me. This is definitely not just me, babe. Like when I'm watching like YouTube channels, like male centered YouTube channels that talk about like red pill content or that speak about like the male's perspective and stuff like that. I see a lot of guys, they'll do share videos and then they talk about the like all the bad thing that the women do and stuff like that. And a lot of women, I'm sure they don't even want to watch those videos. Like like as a person just in general, like if you see a video like a thumbnail and it comes up on your feed for you to watch on YouTube and it says woman cheated on her husband, she gets left and man gets the kids. Like as a woman, you're probably not going to want to see that. I think there's a place for that type of example because sometimes people need to see what they're doing wrong. So I think there's a place for that, but I don't think that's the only thing that you should show. I think that men should start showing the the women that are doing it the right way. Because if you want somebody to do something the right way, you got to give them an example. And that was the epiphany that I had that we talked about earlier.
However, they're guided with their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes with that one, it seems like that whenever they encounter a man trying to, oh, let me see, maybe he's going to do the same things he did to me because I see he's doing that already, or I
Mm-hmm.
see in him a sign or something like that. They're already judging
Mm-hmm.
before they knew the person because of the hardship that they get through.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you are a matured woman, even though how hard life gave it to you, and you are with a, how can I say it? I'm not trying to be an hypocrite, but if you are everything in your life, all the hardship that you encounter in life, you already surrender it with God. You don't have to worry about finding
Mm-hmm.
a good person in life.
So that's
It will
another
going to
thing.
give to you.
That's another thing that I'm really glad that you said because there's a video that I'm gonna play later on, but I'll give you some points of what the video was actually saying, and it made me smile. It made me smile
Mm.
because I thought about you.
Hey, Mom, I have a quick question for you. Can you pause that for me real quick?
Man, you messing up with my mind golden time.
My bad, my bad.
All right, what's up?
So, as you know, I'll be getting married hopefully getting married in the next couple of years. And I wanted to, I always see you talking about submission and stuff. So I wanted to know, how will I know that my wife will be submissive after I marry her?
Oh, you want a submissive wife, eh?
Yes, I do.
Well, the first thing you need to know is she totally submitted to God?
Yes, yes, she is. Goes to church every Sunday, prays every night in the morning,
Okay,
So,
so she read her word,
read the word, yes.
and she
all
live
that.
it out. She just
Live
don't.
it out, yes.
All right, good. Thumbs up. All right, so the second thing is, how is her relationship with her father?
Very good. She has a lot of respect for her father. So her relationship is very good with her father.
Okay, all right, that's good. Also, she got another check. Okay.
Yep.
The other thing is, she may go to church. She might have a good relationship with her father, but what's her attitude towards men? Because you know there's a lot of women out there, all men are dogs, and if they had relationships, a lot of different relationships before they met you, they might be bruised or hurt from that relationship. So they might have a negative attitude with men, and a woman like that finds it very hard to submit.
She hasn't been in that many relationships, probably about like two or three. I don't hear her talking bad about men. So
Okay.
actually, she might be a little bit too nice.
Really?
So yeah.
All right. Well, boom, bam, surprise. You might just have a future submissive wife. Now, I need to give you a warning though. She's
What's that?
young, you're young, and when you guys get married, you're going to have to be patient because she hasn't had the opportunity outside of God and her dad to submit to a man, right?
Right.
So you're going to have to be patient with her, right?
How patient.
Yeah, you're going to have to be patient. And y'all make sure y'all got to make sure y'all praying together, reading y'all word, and y'all got to make sure y'all stay in church because that's going to hold you accountable
Right.
for her submitting.
Well, we already do that right now. So.
Wait a minute. By the way, you talking about her submitting? How is she going to know that you're going to be a good leader, brother?
That's a different conversation for a different day.
Oh
We're
no,
not
it
talking
ain't. No,
about
it
right
ain't.
now.
No, it ain't. No, let's talk about it.
She
Let's
already
talk.
does know. Just by the way, Dad taught me how to be a man. I know how to be a man.
All right
So.
now, that is a good one now. But what are you doing right now to show that you are going to be a good leader? Because she needs to see some stuff too.
I'm taking care of her. I'm like, not when I say taking care of her, I don't mean like paying for everything, but I'm showing her that I will be capable. By right now, I'm building my business. It's a real estate photography business called
Uh-huh.
Banks Visuals.
All
So
right, Banks Visuals.
I have everything planned out. So by the time I'm getting married, I should be financially set with taking care of her, have my own place, and all of that. So
Okay.
yeah,
All right. So you're going to be able to provide.
be able to provide. Yes,
Are you going to protect her?
yes,
Okay. All right.
all
And
of that.
do you know how to love her? I'm going to tell you the number one need of a woman is love and affection. And the Bible says to a man, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. Do you know how to love her like Christ? Not like this world, but like Christ.
Yes, I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be with her right now.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, guess what? That's going to be challenged once you get married because I'm telling you, marriage ain't no joke. That's why you shouldn't marry one. But she's a good girl, and so I think you might have a good submissive future wife.
hopefully,
And I'm going to stay on you about loving her.
And then the last thing I think she said was, can she admit when she's
Mhm.
wrong? And she goes, I'm not talking about, she goes, it's funny because she goes, I'm not talking about women, when you catch them in their emotions and stuff like that and they don't want to talk about it. She goes, all women do that. She goes, I'm talking about after a woman is done being emotional and she comes back to you an hour or 2 hours or sometimes even a day later and she goes, babe, I was wrong. And I immediately thought about you again because we've had situations like that and you'd be like, babe, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
babe. And it makes like when I have situations like that with you, like and you're like, babe, I'm sorry, it makes me
Mhm.
if I'm being honest, it makes me melt. I'm like, I can't be mad at her. God, I want to be mad, but I can't be mad at her. She's telling me I'm sorry, like Jesus. I'm like, I can't be mad. I can't be mad at you, Jesus Christ.
When
So go ahead.
when you love a person, it's not hard to say sorry. When you love a person and you know you do wrong to the person that you love most, it's really not hard to apologize. It's really
Mhm.
not hard to say
It's too
sorry.
late to
Especially when
apologize.
when you love the person, especially when you love the person and you really accept to yourself that I really done wrong. I am the one who made mistake this time.
Hmm.
It's just it's like in a relationship I always say this, one should always know how to listen, how to understand,
Mm-hmm.
how to listen. When one is upset, you have to listen and understand. It's
Mm-hmm.
not always like one way.
I
It's
agree.
not always in a relationship, always like one way. It's not always like when you are woman and you are emotional and you are mad all the time because of the things that you need to do with your life, you need things you need to do in the house, and you are
Mm-hmm.
mad because you're tired of everything already. You have
Mm-hmm.
already the entitled to get mad and only mad and need
Mm-hmm.
to be an attention and understood all the time.
and
No,
it's and it's
it's
like
not
that
always like that.
conversation. It's like the conversation that we had earlier. It's like whether it be man or woman, but in this case it's woman. um and a woman's mad, and then it's kind of like holding the mirror to the face, or being in a box that has nothing but mirrors, and she's mad, and she's constantly mad because she feels like she's been wrong, or she's not getting her point across. But the whole time she's looking in the mirror and she's not seeing anything but a mad face. And then she realizes that if I want a different outcome, I have to make the change, because you can't go to somebody and try to change them. The only thing you can do is change yourself and hope by changing yourself they want to make that
You can
change.
get exactly. You're right.
Yeah, so um I think that's a lot, that's the unfortunately, as human beings, I think that's the worst thing that we never realize that we do, is that we go and we try to change somebody unconsciously. We don't even realize we're doing it. And
Hmm.
to make that person change, we have to change ourselves. I'll give you another example, and I'll play this video later because I'll find it. I'll bring it up. But there was this one
Hmm.
girl. She was talking about on the video, babe, and she goes, you know the thing about being submissive, and she goes, I never wanted to be submissive because I always thought if I was submissive to my husband, that meant that I needed to shut up and I wouldn't get my point across. But when I started being submissive, she goes, oh my God, you know what happened? She goes, my husband started asking for my opinion more. She said, hold on, I know what you're gonna say, but let me finish what she was saying. She said,
Okay.
because I was letting him lead and because I wasn't getting in his way, he
Hmm.
valued my opinion even more. She said he would call me and ask me about what I think about this. And she said, guess what? When I told him what I think about it, 9 times out of 10, he would do what I told him. And she was
Hmm.
like, he valued my opinion more
Hmm.
because I was letting him lead.
Just like becoming a submissive woman is so crazy because the power you hold by doing that. I'll give a couple points. One, I was afraid that my feelings won't be valid or like I won't have a voice. What I noticed by just letting my husband make the decisions and just following that, he asks me for all the advice. He comes to me for every question. Yeah. He'll call me, what do you think about this? I don't know what to do. I'm like, wow, what? Yeah. And then I say it, what I think, and then he does it. Mm-hmm. So I end up having a leadership role, yeah, by just letting him be the final say, but he values my wisdom. Yeah.
Add on what you're saying, like with that word submit, right? When you look at it from an etymological, you break it down, it means she responds to you. When a man knows that he can trust his woman, he will value her opinion. Mm-hmm. A man, when he knows that his woman has his back, mm-hmm, and when he knows that he has that woman that he can trust, he's going to love her and value her in everything that he does. Yeah. Period.
Duh. We're like, duh. Like, of course. Like, it's like we don't want women to be doormats. But if a man needs to make a decision, he's going to make that decision. Like I told you, like I analyze you. I analyze you, and I know like that you have good decision making abilities, and a lot of things I come to you for because I know you make good decisions on certain things, and then other things you don't make good decisions on. That's just human beings. But it took me understanding you and getting to know you to learn what things that you're good in, what things that you're not good in. And then when you
Mhm.
tell me certain things, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't go with that. But that's only a small percentage. I usually go with the majority of the stuff that you tell me because I know that you make good decisions. But as the man, as the final decision maker, I'm looking at stuff, and I'm not saying like the final decision maker like I'm being an asshole. Like, no, I make these decisions, babe. I am the man. I am going to do this. You have no power. I'm going to tell you what to do now. No, that's not that's not what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying, like, if there is a decision that needs to be made, and I'm looking and I'm like you tell me something, and then I'm thinking about what you're telling me, and then I'm looking at all the other information that I have, and I'm like, I normally trust her decision, but based on like the other information that I have, like that she doesn't know that I have, and because I didn't have time to tell her or something like that, I don't think I don't think this would be good to go with what she's telling me to do this time. And I think that's where the woman's patience is needed, because a lot of times when a guy has to be that final decision maker, it doesn't happen a lot, but when he does have to be that final decision maker and he goes against what the woman says, I think women
Mhm.
have to be really patient in those situations, um because as a man, we know that you're going to be mad, because you're going to go, what, why did he not listen to me, why did he not listen to me? And then the man, sometimes he has to come back to you and say, because I've done this to you before, like where I had to make a decision, or I didn't necessarily want to tell you why I did this particular thing, and then later I have to tell you, when I finally have patience, I can go, babe, the reason I did this is because of this and this and this and this happened and this, and then you go, and then I can slowly see your face start to change, and it goes from, I didn't understand, I was indifferent, I was a little upset, and then you go, I get it, babe, it's fine. It's fine. No, I understand, really. No, it's okay. It's okay now. I love you. No, I get it. I get it, babe. And, and I think a lot of times in America, women don't give the man time um, to breathe, to go and actually give that time for him to unwind mentally, so he can come back and tell the woman why he made the decision that he made. Now, I know you want to talk, but I want to go ahead and say one last thing. And this is where women are really going to get mad at me. Really get mad at me with this one. Is that you have to give the man the opportunity to be the final decision maker, and you have to still have his back even if he makes the wrong decision. And the reason you have to have his back even if he makes the wrong decision, because We are not perfect. I'm going to make, I'm not going to make every perfect decision. I'm not. But as your husband, you understand that every decision that I make is going to be in the best interest of you and me. My
Mhm.
decision making, I never am going to make a decision and think to myself, I really want her to be mad today. I'm never gonna make a decision and say, I know if I made this decision, this would make her mad. I want to do that. I want to make this decision to make Mariel mad. I'm never gonna do that. And because you know that I'm never gonna do that, I like men are hoping that they have a little bit of grace. Like they don't have to be perfect all the time and make all the right decisions. Like sometimes we already feel bad that we made the wrong decision. And we're like, babe, I'm sorry. That's when we have to come to you. And as my supervisor says, sometimes you have to eat crow. We call it eating crow. Do you have that same term? Eat crow. Eat crow means we have to admit that we were wrong.
I see.
So we have to come to our wife, babe, I'm sorry. Like I did this. I made a mistake. We have to own up. See, because here's the thing. Being the leader, yes, it means that you're the final decision maker, but it also means that you have to take responsibility for the decisions that you made. So
Mhm.
if you make a bad decision and the family is looking at you like you messed up, you have to you have to come to them and you have to say, yeah, father messed up. Yeah, husband messed up. I'm sorry, babe. I'll make it up to you. And then we don't just make it up with words. It's usually now we have to work overtime because we made a mistake. We have to be extra nice to our wife because we made a mistake and we didn't listen to her not. We have to do all these things to make up for the mistake that we made. Because being a final decision maker doesn't just mean that you have all the power. It means that everything falls at your lap. It means that now you need to figure out what you need to do to make it better.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say what you were gonna say. I'm sorry, I just had to get
No,
that
no,
part
no,
out.
no. You're right. Actually in a relationship, in a married life, in a relationship when you are both mature, even though not mature, when you love a person, you trust a person, you believe the person, whatever decision it is, it doesn't matter who will make a decision, but most of the time really matters when a man make a decision. It really matters to a woman. It's
Mm-hmm.
really showing that this man is really a good man when a man can make a decision in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship. It really
Mm-hmm.
matters. I don't know why other women don't like the man who make up a decision, but for me, I love when you made a decision for both of us because it's showing me that you care for me
Mm-hmm.
and you love me and you don't want me to take or be get on the stress of this situation. In fact, you want to protect me. That's why you're making this decision. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why other women don't like it. But in a relationship, it doesn't matter who made the decisions. It's like relationship is a teamwork. When a man made decisions, it came not good. You have to take his back. Make him feel like you always be on his back. Because whenever the decision is not been turn out in a good way that both of you expected to,
Mm-hmm.
you're the one. No one else will going to get onto both of you to get up and start from that mistake. Only you and him, or you and your partner, or you and your husband are the one who will going to help each other to get up again.
Hmm.
That's how should relationship work. That's how you should treat your husband. That's how you should show your love. It's not like one mistake or one decision is not been good. You already turn your back off. Like you're going to get off already for that. It's not like
Meaning
that.
like you're just because he made a mistake, now you're gonna leave him. Nah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, 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 not like that. It's not
Um,
like that.
yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I kind of want to talk about like this last thing that we were talking about earlier, and I thought it was funny, so I want to bring it up really quick. You gonna be
Well,
like, oh my God, why is he bringing this up? But remember when we were talking earlier, and we were talking about like if a man, like say for example, you, I know when I say this, you're gonna be like, oh. I'm gonna watch your face change as I start to say this because I know your face is gonna start to change a little.
what is it?
So no, I like this. I like when your face changes. So we were having this conversation earlier today, and we were talking about how, like, if a woman is upset and she's frustrated, okay, and the man is sitting there trying to be patient, he's trying to be kind. I knew it. I knew it. I knew your face was gonna change.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, it's fine. It's okay. You can say it. It's fine. It's fine.
I knew it. I love it. I love the way your facial expression changes when I do that. So yeah, we were talking about how if a man is trying to be nice or he's trying to be sweet, and what he's doing is he's essentially trying to change that person's mind by being
Mhm.
nice and being sweet. But
Yeah.
you like we were talking about before, you can't change a person's mind. The only person that can change a person's mind is them. So a lot of, well, not, I don't know how many women on this situation, but I know there are some women that will look at this situation and they'll say, "Oh well, um, I'm upset. I'm upset, so I'm not going to listen to him." And then the man will go, "You know what? Well, if you're not going to listen to me, you know what? At this point, I'm not going to try anymore because at this point, I've realized that me being nice to you, I realize that me uh, trying to be patient is not going to change how you feel. The only thing that's going to change how you feel is you. So the best thing I can do is I can step away from you. And then when you're ready to have a conversation, when you're done feeling the way you feel, you'll come back to me and you'll talk to me if you really love me like you say you do. And I notice when a lot of women, when they're in their feelings, that doesn't feel like it's the best thing for the man to do. Like women want the man to know, they want them to listen and pay attention and go through those feelings with them. But no, that's taken away from that man's peace. He's already tried to be patient. Already tried to be sweet. At this point, if he stepped away from you, this is his last resort because the man doesn't want to not talk to you. He loves you. He chose you as his wife. He's chosen you as his girlfriend, his significant other, whatever you guys are calling yourself. He doesn't want to not talk to you, but he has recognized, because men are a little bit more logical than women, that she don't want to change. She's upset. She's not going to change until she's ready. So I can't do anything. That's like me trying to put a gun to your head and be like, change. And you're like, no, just kill me. Like, kill me now. And I'm like, no, I don't want to kill you, but I don't want to be around you right now either. So at that point, you just have to separate yourself from the situation and then wait for that person to be done with their emotions. Um, and then you were telling me because this is how a lot of women think in this regard. You were saying, well, what if I did the same thing to you? What if I did the same thing to you now? And I said, I'm sorry, babe. And I said, no, it's not the same. You can't do that. And he said, why? And I said, because I'm a man and you're a woman. you, and I saw your face and you were like, oh, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And I said, well, hear me. I said that, but there's a reason why I said it. So I was like, just please give me the opportunity to explain why I said that. And to your credit, you gave me the opportunity, and I appreciate you doing that. But I said, the reason why it's not the same is because when I did it, my intentions were not to try to change you. My intentions were to let you figure it out on your own and let you change your own mind. My intent was never to make you upset and try to change you. My intent was to give you the opportunity to change yourself or figure out what you wanted to do. But when you try to flip it on me and you tell me, what if I do it to you? What if I do it to you? What you're trying to do, your intent is to try to change me. You're trying to change me because you're upset that I stopped talking to you, and you're thinking that I tried to change you by not talking to you. But in reality, I stopped talking to you because I was trying to change you by being nice. I was trying to change you by being patient. And you don't want to change right now. So I had to realize that regardless of whatever I said was not going to work because you're not ready. So I have to step away. I have to be smart enough to step away and say, I'm going to give her her time. But now you want to try, you say, no, I'm going to do the same thing. And you can't do the same thing because now you're trying to change me by reversing it. And then you told me, you said, well, how is it? So what am I supposed to do as a woman or something like that? Something like that. And then I go, well, what you can do instead of trying to reverse it on me is you can be nice. Because if a woman is sweet and she shows she's like nice, what she does is she shows me with her attitude how she wants me to act. And then she gives me the opportunity to make that decision for myself. Like she goes, it's basically like, babe, look at the love that I'm giving you. It would sure be nice if you gave me that same love. Instead of, babe, you made me feel this way when you did this. Now I want you to feel this way too. like it's different. And when I sat there and I was talking to you about it, you go, and you took a minute, but you go, okay, I get it. You were
So it's
giving
not
me.
like being nice. It's like the actions like, okay, I'm not going to show you any emotions. I'm not going to show you I'm not mad. I'm not going to show you I am mad as well. It's
Hmm.
just like you cannot see any emotions on me, on my
Right.
eyes, like that.
Hmm.
Because
And
I'm trying to hear what about you're going to say and
hmm.
try to analyze it disregarding the emotions that I'm feeling
Hmm.
at the
Hmm.
same time.
And as your husband, like I said, my okay, so my job as a husband and as a protector, and it, as a father, if we ever have kids, is to, I think it's three things that I need to do. Most importantly is to lead, to provide, but I need to also make sure that I'm correcting, and that I am leading, correcting, disciplining if it's a kid involved, but also um, being example and showing love. And I think as fathers and husbands, we miss that last part. Um, we're disciplinaries and we're correctors because we have to correct sometimes. Like if a if our wife doesn't like necessarily understand us. When I say correct, I have to clarify because it sounds so bad when a man says he has to correct a woman. It sounds like, oh, you're trying to tell her what to do. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Like my wife is a grown woman. My wife is she's going to do what she wants to do. That's not what I'm saying.
There's nothing wrong when you're being corrected by the person you love. It means they
Hmm.
love you, that's why they correct you. There's nothing wrong if it's call it correct or what. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter. As long as the person do it is the person you love
It
and who loves you. It
it
shows
just
the care for you.
yes, but it just sounds wrong when a man says it because the women are still thinking back in their mind like, oh, men are still bad, they're trying to control me and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, if a man that you love and respect can't correct you, then what is he there for? Because at some point you can't be right all the time. Like
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
you can't you can't be right all. As a woman, as a man, we know that we're not right all the time. And other
Mhm.
men correct men. We have to be corrected. But as a woman, if a woman is wrong and a man tries to correct her, it sounds like the man is trying to be like chauvinistic or trying to control. And then women are different. They don't correct each other because if another woman tries to correct another woman, they usually get into like an attitude or argument or something like that. So the women always say, "Oh, it's fine, girl. You can do your thing. You'll get it." Or something like that. So women don't correct other women. So if the man that you love can't correct you, then who corrects the woman? No one corrects the woman. And what ends up happening is a lot of women, this has happened to in America, they think that they're above reproach. Nobody can tell them what to do. They're grown. Um, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm probably more smarter than you. I have my degrees. I've been doing this, and like it gets to a point to where like not only is it affecting the woman, But the woman has had kids now, and now the woman's kids have had kids now. And what you learned has now been taught to your kids and has now been taught to your kids' kids. So they don't even feel like they're doing anything wrong because mom taught me and grandma taught mom. So now we think that all men are bad when they try to correct us. And all men are trying to do is correct you because they love you. But it seems like men are bad. It seems like men are trying to tell women what to do. But men are just trying to correct you with love.
If
Men correct each other all the time.
no, yeah, if no one corrects you for the mistake or wrong that you're doing, means no one loves you.
Hmm. Yeah,
No one appreciates and care for you.
right.
And that
I,
is sad
I
reality.
and then also too, like as a man, you're not supposed to be an asshole about it either. Like,
Hmm.
babe, you did this wrong. Like, who wants to be talked to like that? Nobody wants to be talked to like that. Like, even like if I ever have to correct you or say something to you, which is very, very, very seldom. Rarely ever. I think maybe like one time or something like that. But I'm not gonna come at you and be like, "Babe, you did that wrong." And I'm gonna go, "Babe, I don't think that was necessary." Like you know how I talk. I don't know if that was the right way or something like that. You know, something like that. I'll try to say. And then like now, if it's a situation where like you don't want to hear what I'm saying, then I will still try to be nice, still try to be patient. But like over time, if it keeps happening, then I'll have to be a little bit more direct. But other than that, um, it's usually it's fine. Like I don't have any issues. And I say that because I hear a lot of women, they do not want to be corrected. And this is what's scary for a lot of women. And I think we're going to end it on this one too. Is if a man is trying to correct you and he's being patient and he's being kind and he's being sweet and then he's giving you time to reflect on everything that's going on. Let's say, like, he may have been right in what he was trying to do, but he said it the wrong way. Now he analyzes himself and he goes and he tries to, like, tell you, no, I'm sorry, babe. I was wrong for saying this. I said it this way, nah, and I didn't mean to do that. And I love you, and I'm not trying to hurt you. I still think that you were wrong for this, but I'm not trying to control you or anything like that. And then the woman still doesn't want to accept anything. She feels like she's still right or whatever. She's very stubborn, and this keeps happening. And let's say that this keeps happening for a year, and this just keeps going on. He is eventually gonna want his peace because
Hmm.
that's gonna take time off of his life. When you're stressing, and you already have things that are gonna stress you out, like your job, you have different life issues, you have health issues, you have just life in general is gonna stress you out. Now, if the person that you are cohabitating with, that you call your wife, your significant other, if that person is consistently adding on to your stress levels going up, then at that point, you kind of need to do what's best for yourself. if you talk to them as much as you can, and we as people, we only know how far we can go. But if you have tried to talk and do everything you can, then you have to have a serious conversation with them, because you're going to send yourself to an early grave. You're going to send yourself to an early grave. And the last thing I'll say is, I know women will say, but that's what women are saying. That's why we leave relationships. That's why we leave marriages. And the thing that I want to say to women again is, that's this is why we tell women to make sure that you have a father, a brother, an uncle, a cousin, someone who is there to vet the men that you are about to get with. Because men can tell what other men are thinking. Men can tell the tolerance level of a man. We can tell if a man gets angry quick. We can tell if a man is not um, um, financially stable. We can tell if a man is lying. We can tell if a man is not sure of himself. We can tell if a man is his intentions is just sex. We can tell if a man is confused and he doesn't know what to do with you. We can tell all these things because we are men and we've gone through those things before. So we look at a man that you bring to us, and then we go, oh, he's in that stage of life. He's in that stage of life I was in when I was like 14. And then you go as a man, wait a minute. I was 14 when I went through this. He's 25. Why is it taking him so long to learn this lesson? Is he not mature yet? What's going on with him? Oh, he doesn't have his dad in his life? Oh, okay. Let me talk to my sister. Let me talk to my daughter. Let me talk to my niece. Baby, I don't think this guy is a bad guy. I think he really likes you, but I don't think he's ready for you yet. I think he has a lot more maturing to do. And before you guys get into a situation where you are stuck together, I think that you should give him the time to figure out who he is as a man. Okay, sweetie? Okay. I think that's where a guy is important. What? What do you want to say? On that note, I think I'm going to end it here. Babe, I really appreciate you. Um, I love you too. I appreciate you talking through all this stuff with me. Um, you guys, we had a conversation earlier, and I was telling my wife that I was going to change my perspective on how I talk to the audience. And I was, instead of giving the women the examples of everything that we didn't want them to do, I was telling her I was going to give the examples of everything that we want women to do. And I was stupid this earlier today because I told her, I said, I want women to like me. And and she looked, and I said, I want to know if this is okay with you. And she says, what did you say, babe? I don't want to give the wrong word. I don't remember.
No, it's just like you want woman to like you being a lover or being my husband or want to see you like that because most of the time when you do your video, it's
Hmm.
always like you said, it's always like I always do this to woman,
Yes.
but I never get to be like how I talk to you, how I show you my love, my care.
Hmm.
So you said you want to change your thing on doing a video to that
Yeah, I told you.
thing.
I said I want to change. I want to show
But I
them.
want to make clear on it, and you said no, it's not like I want to have a woman to like me.
Hmm.
No, it's not like that. I already have you as my wife, and he said it's a different. It's just a topic. He said.
I said I want to show the women how I talk to you. So I want to
Mhm.
talk to them. Show. I want to show them patience, and I want to show them. Um, when a man loves a woman, how he talks to them, how he's kind, how he gives them patience, but also how he can sometimes, and this is not often, but how sometimes he can give a woman tough love. Like,
Mhm.
but like I said, that's very very rare. That's normally not needed. But I want to show the women out there that you know the examples that men are giving in their podcasts, they are valid. There is some crazy stuff that women are doing, and they put it on social media and they make themselves look really, really bad. But I think if we want to start making a change, because I don't hate women, I just don't approve of the bad things that they are doing. And I think if we want to change the bad things that people are doing, I don't think that the change is going to come if we keep showing them all the bad things that they're doing. I think the change is going to come if we start showing them good examples of good women doing good things. And then also, when women do good things, how they get like they get to reap the benefits of doing good things, because guys love when women do good things, and good guys want to do good things for women. We want to pay them back. We want to show those good women that this good man appreciates you. We want to show that good woman that this good man loves you. We want to say, "Babe, you're not going to do all the chores." We want to say, "Babe, you cook all the time. Let me take you out to eat." We want to say, "Babe, I don't care if you don't want anything for your birthday now. I love you and I'm still going to get you something so you don't have a choice. I'm going to get you something regardless if you don't want it or not." Nah. We want to say, "Babe, I want you to have time for yourself. So I want you to have a vacation for yourself or somewhere where you can go and just have peace for yourself." Men want to show women that we appreciate them. We want to show good women that we appreciate them. This is why they say we spoil women, but it's not spoiling to us. It's showing you that we love you. We appreciate you. That's what we are doing. That's what I want to show. But not for me, because I'm taken. I just want to show you what you can do to get someone who loves you like I love my wife. Okay? That's it. That's it. So I am Say One History. This is my wife, Mariel History. And
Well,
we're gonna get out of here. I love you too, babe. Um, we will talk to you guys later. Um, I think I got most of the audio correct, but I think in the very beginning part of it, I got the audio wrong. That's why I wanted to go a little bit longer. but but I think we got a
yes.
good show. So everybody, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Babe, can you tell them good night or
Thank you,
whatever?
everyone. Good night.
All right, you guys. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace. I really appreciate you guys for watching the video all the way through. But if you can do me a little itty bitty favor and hit that subscribe button, really it would really help if you hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. So thank you in advance. Appreciate it.